Hey, welcome back. Today is March 4th, Thursday, and on this post, I'll be telling you about the overall crypto market, which includes Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin price action, and see how it could potentially affect the overall altcoin markets in the short-term future. Before diving into BurgerSwap, BurgerBNB, and see what exactly is going on in this market, I'll be addressing the critical support level that's holding this price level up and that we do not want to get below, as well as breaking down the bullish and bearish case scenarios for today and the price prediction on this market according to what I'm seeing on the charts. Before I begin today, please do subscribe to this channel and like this video if you guys are enjoying this content, as I'll be keeping updated on the latest crypto setups on my watch list, regardless if it's a good day or a bad day. If you guys want to support me and don't already have a Webull brokerage account, you guys can use my referral link down below. They're still giving away 2 free stocks as of today upon a successful sign up and a qualifying deposit of $100 US, and I will also receive a referral bonus if you guys sign up under me. Please do also read my full disclaimer below. I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. I'm purely sharing my own speculation opinions on this market. I cannot tell you the future, and you should always do your own due diligence before trading or investing in this market, as it's extremely risky and volatile. If you guys have any questions or comments, please do only leave them in the comment section below, but I'll try my best to get to as many of them as possible. Now, see what exactly is going on in this market. First, most importantly, I do take a look into Bitcoin dominance. It tells me what the money could be going into. Would it be Bitcoin, altcoins, or neither? I've already done a more extensive post on Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin price action earlier today, so if you guys want to see that in more detail, you guys can see my earlier post today on SushiSwap. Now, so I'm going to go over this really quickly. For Bitcoin dominance here, we are down about 0.6%. This breaks down to Bitcoin price action down almost 5%. Total altcoin market cap down over 3%. Now, this is the downside of Bitcoin dominance trending downwards. I will usually see total altcoin market cap not being as affected by Bitcoin pullbacks, as Bitcoin price action is pulling back almost 5%, while total altcoin market cap is down only about 3%, still considerably in red today, but just not as affected by Bitcoin price action, that pullback. Now, I usually do emphasize Bitcoin dominance trending downwards because generally speaking, on both the upside and downside of Bitcoin dominance trending downwards, on the upside, I will usually see total altcoin market cap leading in gains ahead of Bitcoin price action. And the downside of Bitcoin dominance trending downwards, I will usually see something like today, okay? But there is a bullish pattern here on Bitcoin dominance, as I've been saying, an inverse head and shoulders pattern. If this pattern actually plays out to the upside, not as ideal for the total altcoin price action. Because on the upside of Bitcoin dominance trending upwards, I will usually see total altcoin market cap trailing behind gains behind Bitcoin price action. While on the downside of Bitcoin dominance trending upwards, I will usually see total altcoin market cap being more affected by Bitcoin pullbacks, okay? Now let's take a look into Bitcoin price action here and see where exactly we are at. Bitcoin price action here, as I have mentioned for the past couple of days, there are still a mixture of signals, bearish and bullish signals here, okay? Bearish signals include possible bearish divergence on the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame. On the 3-day time frame, I do see that possibly the bearish divergence scenario here may have played out because price action came all the way down to very close to the 3-day 21 MA here. However, buy pressure has came in before it even hit it, so I do think that is an early bullish signal that's to be accounted for here. Now, there was also a falling wedge pattern that price action has broken out of. Right now, the key resistance is still the daily 21 MA, which is the blue line right here. Let's see if price action can actually get above this. If price action pulls back some more, I do still think this was to have an effect on the overall altcoin markets. The magnitude of that pullback will depend on how far up or down Bitcoin dominance is trending. Let's go over to BURGERBNB here. Before we start here today, I just want to say that the metrics, the numbers I'm going to be mentioning here are going to be denominated in BNB, okay? So this 2.1 cents price level that we have right here, approximately 2.1 cents price level, is not going to be in terms of US dollars. It will be in terms of BNB. So whenever I do take a look into any markets, I do want to take a look into the higher time frame RSIs from the monthly time frame down to the daily time frame and look for any possible overbought RSI readings or bearish divergence scenarios indicating to me that the bulls are losing momentum on any specific time frames. So let's look for those. On the monthly time frame, we don't have an RSI reading here, so I'm not too concerned. Weekly time frame here, we are at an RSI reading of about 47, so I'm not concerned in terms of being overbought. However, possible bearish divergence scenario here, if the price action was to make a higher high on the weekly time frame, it does need to beat the last high with an RSI reading of about 58 just to be safe, okay, to negate possible bearish divergence. 3-day time frame here, we had bearish divergence here, comparing this higher high, slightly higher high with this lower high right here. However, with lower highs on the RSI, that is classic bearish divergence. Whenever I do see bearish divergence on a specific time frame, my conservative estimate is usually that it would retreat to the next closest moving average on that time frame. In this case, would be the 3-day 21 MA. The blue line right here has actually breached it, and now it's trying to bounce back on top of it. Let's see by this 3-day candle close, can it actually get back on top of it for some bullish confirmation here. 3-day time frame RSI, I'm not too concerned with it in terms of being overbought, but possible bearish divergence scenario. If the price action was to make a higher high here on the 3-day time frame, it does need to beat the last RSI reading of about 62. Daily time frame here, we had double bearish divergence with 2 successive highs, however, 2 successive lows on the RSI. However, I do think the 3-day bearish divergence scenario was driving this price action, okay, because it's on the higher time frame, and that has already retreated back to the 3-day 21 MA and some more, okay. Possible bearish divergence scenario, if the daily time frame here was to make a higher high, it does need to beat the last RSI reading of about 68 here, okay, to negate bearish divergence. Now let's take a look into the critical support level that I want to address, okay, which would be the weekly 21 MA, okay, which is the blue line right here, currently at about 1.8 cents here, okay, which is also pretty parallel with this fib level area as well, about 1.8 cents. So this is the critical support level I am looking at, because if we actually do get weekly candle closes below this critical level and flipping this support into resistance, it could take the price action on the weekly time frame here. If we do get weekly candle closes below this weekly 21 MA, it could take several weekly attempts to actually get back on top of this then resistance, okay, if we actually flip this support into resistance. And if the price action was to actually come back up, it could take a few candle attempts here on the weekly time frame, okay, to actually get back on top of it, if it was to get back on top of it. Now that is the critical support I am looking at, and I don't want to see it broken. Otherwise, if it was to actually get back on top of this support level, that could be then resistance, it could take some time on the weekly chart. Now, on the daily chart here would be my focus here, because I did see a falling wedge pattern, which is generally a bullish pattern, and the measure target, which is taken by measuring the opening of the pattern and then adding it back to the breakout point now, which is about this point right here. Measure target is about 4.2 cents. Okay, let's see if the price action actually gets there. Measure targets are theoretical approximate targets only, may actually be different in real life price action, more or less. Key resistance here is the daily 21 MA, which is the blue line right here. I do think that is pretty parallel with basically the moving averages that are at about that level, including the 4-hour 200, the short-term moving average as well, about the 2.7 cents level. Okay. So pretty in line with most moving averages that are at, I would say the daily 21 MA is actually the highest right now of the moving averages at about 2.7 as from what I'm seeing here. Okay, so Let's take a look into the bullish and bearish case scenarios here. Bullish case scenario, price action breaks back on top of this daily 21 MA, gets daily candle closes, and staying closed above this daily 21 MA. This would tell me that the price action is more likely to actually continue heading towards its measured targets. After the daily 21 MA, I do have the next two fib levels here, apparently here, that could be acting as the next resistances, including the one here at about 2.9 cents in terms of BNB, and about 3.3 cents in terms of BNB. Okay, that's the bullish case scenario, getting daily candle closes above this daily 21 MA, staying close above this daily 21 MA, and possibly go towards its measured targets. Bearish case scenario here, the critical support, like I said, here will be about the 1.8 cents BNB level here. Okay, if this is broken, this tells me with the weekly candle close below this level, this tells me that the price action here is flipping this support into resistance on the weekly time frame. And if it was to actually try to get back up here, it could take several candle attempts on the weekly charts. Okay. Now, these are my bullish and bearish case scenarios for today. Let me know if you found it helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Let me know agreements, disagreements, feedback. I'd love to hear them. Hope you manage your risk carefully, and if you would like to see any more of my most recently uploaded videos on YouTube, you guys can check out my links up here on YouTube. See you next time.